So now that we know how to factorize polynomials fully, we can go about solving polynomial equations. So in this example, we want to solve the equation x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6 equals 0. So we're going to set up our synthetic division, and we need to decide what our divisor is going to be by looking at the plus 6 constant term at the end of our polynomial. And so we need to think about the factors of 6 that we could use as our divisor. And we've got plus or minus 1, plus or minus 6, plus or minus 2, or plus or minus 3. So once we've checked that our polynomial is in descending powers of x, which it is, we need to set up our synthetic division by drawing our nested form. And our coefficients are going to be 1, negative 4, 1, and 6. And we want our remainder to be 0 if we're going to get a factor. So we need that 6 to be added on to negative 6 to get that 0. So we're going to try negative 1 as our a value. So we bring down the 1, multiply it to get negative 1. Then we add them together to get negative 5. If we multiply that by negative 1, we're going to get 5. And if we add that onto the 1, we're going to get 6. And if we multiply that by negative 1, we're going to get negative 6. And that means we get our remainder of 0. So we need to write down x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6 equals, and our factor is going to be x plus 1, and our quotient is x squared minus 5x plus 6, and that's going to equal 0. We need to factorize fully, so we need to factorize that x squared minus 5x plus 6. So we're going to get x plus 1, and we need to think of factors of 6 that are both negative that are going to give us a negative 5 when we add them together. So we're going to get x take away 2 upon x take away 3, and that's going to all equal 0. So now we're going to equate each of those brackets to 0 and solve to work out what our values of x are going to be. So x plus 1 equals 0 is going to give us x equals negative 1. X minus 2 equals 0 is going to give us x equals 2. And x minus 3 equals 0 is going to give us x equals 3. The solution for this polynomial is x equals negative 1, 2, and 3. Now here we're going to note that x equals negative 1, 2, and 3 are roots of x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6 equals 0. And negative 1, 2, and 3 are zeros of this function. And the graph of the function cuts the x-axis at negative 1, 0, 2, 0, and 3, 0. And the y-intercept will be 0, 6, because we substitute in x equals 0 to find where it cuts the y-axis, and that gives us a coordinate of 0, 6.